We live in a culture that worships exhaustion. Scroll through your social media feed right now. You will see them. The hustle bros, the grind set gurus. They are posting photos of their watches at 3:45 a.m. They are taking ice baths before the sun comes up. They are bragging about working 18-hour days, sleeping under their desks, and skipping family holidays to secure the bag. They wear their dark circles like war paint. They treat sleep deprivation like a medal of honor. They have convinced an entire generation that the only path to success is to suffer. They tell you that if you are not bleeding from your eyes with fatigue, you don't want it bad enough. They tell you that the secret to wealth is the grind. I am here to tell you that the grind is a lie. It is a myth designed to keep you poor, tired, and obedient. In the world of physics, friction creates heat, not forward motion. In the world of finance, brute force is the lowest form of currency. If hard work were the sole predictor of wealth, the construction worker sweating in the sun for 12 hours a day would be the richest man in the city. The single mother working 3 jobs would be a billionaire. The donkey carrying the heaviest load would be the king of the jungle. But they aren't. The richest man in the city is usually the guy sitting on a boat, making 1 phone call a week. My name is Brock, and today we are going to dismantle the hustle cult. We are going to look at the brutal math of why working harder actually lowers your hourly rate. We are going to explore the concept of leverage versus labor. And I am going to show you why the most successful people in history didn't work harder than you, they just worked smarter than you. Let's start with the basic equation of your economic value. It is a simple fraction. Value equals income over time. This is your effective hourly rate. It is the only metric that matters. The hustle cult focuses entirely on the numerator income. They scream, make more money, get the bonus, take the overtime, but they ignore the denominator time. Let's look at 2 people. Hustle Harry makes $200,000 a year. He feels rich, he drives a nice car. But to make that $200,000, Harry works 80 hours a week. He works weekends. He answers emails at dinner. He is constantly on. There are 52 weeks in a year. That's 4,160 hours of work. $200,000 divided by 4,160 hours equals roughly $48 an hour. Leveraged Larry makes $150,000 a year. On paper, he is poorer than Harry. But Larry understands leverage. He has built systems. He has automated his workflow. He makes high-impact decisions. Larry works 20 hours a week. 20 hours a week times 52 weeks is 1,040 hours. $150,000 divided by 1,040 hours equals roughly $144 an hour. Harry is grinding himself into an early grave for $48 an hour. Larry is playing golf for $144 an hour. Harry thinks he is winning because his gross income is higher, but his life is cheaper. He is selling his existence at a discount. Every extra hour you throw at a problem without increasing the output dilutes your value. The hustle is literally inflation for your time. It prints more hours, making each individual hour worth less. In the Stone Age, hustle made sense. The correlation between effort and output was 1-to-1. If you hunted for 2 hours, you caught 1 rabbit. If you hunted for 10 hours, you caught 5 rabbits. The output was linear. You couldn't build a robot to hunt for you. You couldn't write code to catch rabbits while you slept. Your physical exertion was your only asset. But we do not live in a linear world anymore. We live in an exponential world. In the modern economy, the correlation between effort and output has detached. A software engineer can write a piece of code in 4 hours that solves a billion-dollar problem. A content creator can make a video in 2 hours that entertains 1 million people. An investor can make a decision in 5 minutes that generates $10 million in returns. These people are not grinding. They are using leverage. Naval Ravikant, the philosopher investor, famously categorized the 4 types of leverage: labor, capital, code, and media. The hustle cult is obsessed with labor. I will outwork you, I will stay later than you. Labor is the worst form of leverage. It is permission-based. Someone has to hire you. It is high friction. You have to manage people or manage yourself. And it has a hard ceiling. There are only 24 hours in a day. You cannot hustle your way to $1 billion. Even if you worked 24 hours a day for 100 years at $100 an hour, you wouldn't be a billionaire. You wouldn't even be close. To escape the trap, you must move from labor to capital, code, and media. Capital leverage is money working for you. It works while you sleep. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't complain. Code leverage is software working for you. You write it once, and it runs forever. It scales to infinity with zero marginal cost. Media leverage is your content working for you. This video you are watching right now is me working for you, but I recorded it in the past. I am not speaking these words right now. The recording is doing the work. That is leverage. The hustle mentality keeps you trapped in labor. It keeps you digging a hole with a spoon because you are too busy to stop and build a shovel. It keeps you thinking that busy equals productive. Let's talk about the busy badge of honor. In corporate America, looking busy is more important than being effective. If you leave the office at 2 p.m. because you finished all your work and made the company $1 million, people will look at you like you're lazy. If you stay until 9 p.m., achieving absolutely nothing but shuffling papers and answering pointless emails, people will say, "Wow, he's a hard worker. He's dedicated. This is performative work. It is theater. It is acting." We have confused activity with achievement. Imagine a pilot. Do you want a pilot who is hustling? Do you want a pilot who is sweating, smashing buttons, running up and down the aisle and stressing out? No, you want a pilot who is calm. You want a pilot who does very little but touches the right buttons at the right time. You pay the pilot for his judgment, not his calorie expenditure. As you move up the wealth ladder, you stop getting paid for what you do with your hands, and you start getting paid for what you do with your mind. You get paid for judgment. Warren Buffett makes about 3 major investment decisions a year. 3. The rest of the time he reads, he sits in his office in Omaha and thinks he says no to almost everything. If Warren Buffett adopted the hustle mindset, if he tried to make 300 decisions a day, he would be broke. He would make mistakes. He would react to noise. This brings us to the law of diminishing returns. Your brain is a biological machine. It consumes glucose. It produces waste products. Science tells us that you have about 4 hours of deep work capability in a day. That's it. 4 hours of high-level, creative, intense focus. After that, your performance drops off a cliff. Hours 5 through 8 are maintenance work. Answering emails, meetings, admin. Hours 9 through 12 are negative work. When you work 12, 14, 16 hours a day, you are not just being inefficient. You are actively destroying value. You make bad decisions. You write bad code that has to be fixed later. You send angry emails that ruin relationships. You miss obvious red flags. The hustler thinks he is a machine. He thinks he can cheat biology. He drinks more coffee. He sleeps less. But biology always collects its debt. The debt comes in the form of burnout. It comes in the form of divorce. It comes in the form of a heart attack at 45, and purely from a financial standpoint. The debt comes in the form of bad judgment. When you are exhausted, you operate from a place of fear and scarcity. You take the quick buck instead of the long-term play. You miss the forest because you are hacking at the trees with a dull axe. Bill Gates once said, "I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it." This is strategic laziness. The hustler will try to move a boulder by pushing it for 10 days. The strategist will sit under a tree for 9 days, thinking, and then build a lever to move the boulder in 1 hour. To the outside world, the strategist looked lazy. He was sitting under a tree. He wasn't sweating, but his hourly rate was infinite compared to the hustler. We need to redefine hard work. Hard work is not hours. Hard work is not sweat. Hard work is doing the thing that scares you. Hard work is making the difficult phone call. Hard work is firing the toxic client. Hard work is sitting in silence and facing your own thoughts. Hard work is saying no to a quick opportunity so you can wait for a great one. Most people use busyness as a drug to numb themselves from the reality that they are not moving forward. If you are running on a treadmill at full speed, you are working hard. You are sweating, your heart is pounding. You are hustling, but you are not going anywhere. The hustle cult puts you on a treadmill. They tell you to run faster. I am telling you to get off the treadmill and get in a car. Let's look at the input versus output fallacy. We are taught in school that input equals output. Study hard, get an A, study less, get a B in the factory. Input equals output. Stand on the line for 8 hours, make 8 widgets. But in the knowledge economy, the connection is severed. You can spend 1,000 hours creating a product that nobody wants. Your input was massive. your output is 0. You can spend 10 hours creating a product that goes viral. Your input was tiny, your output is massive. The market does not care how hard you worked. The market does not care about your sacrifice. The market cares about value. If I offer you a house for $100,000 that took me 10 years to build with my bare hands, or a house for $100,000 that took a machine 10 days to print, and the machine house is better, you are going to buy the machine house. My hustle is irrelevant to you. My suffering adds no value to the transaction. So why do we fetishize it? Why do we brag about our suffering? Because it is a status signal for the insecure. When you don't have results, you brag about your effort. I'm grinding, I'm working so hard. This is a plea for validation. It is saying, please love me, please respect me, look how much pain I am enduring. The person with results doesn't talk about the grind. They talk about the destination. They talk about the vision. The lion doesn't brag about how hard it was to catch the gazelle. He just eats. Let's talk about rest as a weapon. The hustle cult views rest as laziness. They view sleep as a waste of time. This is biologically illiterate. Sleep is when your brain cleans itself. It is when memory consolidation happens. It is when emotional regulation is reset. Rest is not the absence of work. Rest is a necessary component of high-performance work. Athletes know this. You don't see Usain Bolt sprinting 24 hours a day. He sprints for 9 seconds, he rests for days. If he hustled and ran marathons every day, he would be slow. He would be injured. He would be average. To be explosive, you must be rested. To have alpha, to see what others miss, you must have a clear mind. A foggy, tired mind buys high and sells low. A clear, rested mind buys low and sells high. So, how do we escape the hustle cult? How do we raise our hourly rate? Step 1. The time audit. For 1 week, track every single thing you do. Categorize it into $10 work, $100 work, $1,000 work, and $10,000 work. $10 work: answering emails, scheduling meetings, cleaning the house, running errands. $100 work: project management, specialized tasks. $1,000 work: sales, negotiation, strategy planning. $10,000 work: creating a new product, public speaking, investing capital, changing business models. You will likely find that you are spending 90% of your time on $10 work. You are hustling to save $10. You need to ruthlessly delegate, automate, or eliminate the $10 and $100 work. Even if you can't afford an assistant yet, use technology, use AI, use templates. Stop taking pride in being the chief everything officer. Step 2. Focus on leverage, not effort. Every time you start a task, ask, can I do this once and have it pay me twice? If you are explaining something to a client, record it. Now it's a video asset. You never have to explain it again. That is leverage. If you are writing an email, turn it into a template. If you are investing, stop day trading labor and start holding long-term assets, capital. Build things that exist outside of your physical presence. Step 3. Introduce constraints. Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill the time available. If you give yourself 12 hours to do a 4-hour task, it will take 12 hours. You will procrastinate. You will check Twitter. You will hustle. Give yourself 4 hours. Force the efficiency. Cut your workday in half. This sounds crazy, but try it. Tell yourself, I only have from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. to work today. You will be amazed at what happens. The fluff disappears. The distractions vanish. You focus on the one thing that actually moves the needle. You get the same output in half the time. Your hourly rate just doubled. Step 4. Kill the hero complex. Stop trying to save everyone. Stop trying to do it all yourself to prove you are worthy. The hero dies at the end of the movie. The king sits on the throne and directs the armies. Be the king, not the hero. Let other people be good at their jobs so you can be great at yours. Step 5. Define enough. The hustle cult has no finish line. The goal is always more. More money, more followers, more hours. This is a recipe for madness. Define what winning looks like for you. Is it $10,000 a month and working 20 hours a week? Is it $1 million net worth and surfing every morning? Once you hit your target, stop running. Enjoy the view. If you keep running after you've crossed the finish line, you aren't an athlete. You're a lunatic. The world belongs to the focused, not the busy. The world belongs to the rested, not the exhausted. The world belongs to the leveraged, not the laborer. Stop wearing your burnout like a badge of honor. It's not a badge, it's a tombstone. Put down the shovel. Look at the landscape. Build a machine. Stop grinding. Start designing. I'm Brock. Work less. Make more. I'll see you in the next one.